Hello peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Git Tries. Here we go, we're going to try and do this. Episode 246, Final Fantasy 14. And we're trying to get this burning one. Now I did watch yesterday's over and over the fight, and I think I've sussed it out. When you get that blade burning thing attacked you, you're meant to go and touch something. The other guys I noticed ran over and touched a piano or a curtain and it transferred. So I think that's the way we do it. Yeah, there's a piano, you've got your curtains, look, they're marked, draperies, piano, and you run over to them and it seems to go from you to them, so hopefully that's how we do it. Right.
So be it.
See if I can do it this time then. Yeah, I watched it about 3 or 4 times and paused it. And then I began to notice. It took me 2 or 3 watches though. And I suddenly thought, hang on, where are they all running off to? Why is it only me dying? And then I watched them and I thought, split up so we don't hurt each other. Get out of these lines. Here we go. Aha! It did work. Might stand a chance then. Yeah, apologies about yesterday, but hey, it just kept killing me. Oh, what's this is a new one. Just stay out of his way, is it? Coin blade, watch out for this one. Oh, something else I can set fire to then. Ouch. Get out there. Oh, did I get caught? I got caught with that, didn't I? Bugger. Oh well, not so good that time. Got caught with that fire. Wasn't quick enough. Right, and before we go any further, hang on. Have some sausage. Yeah, that extra couple of % will help. Come on. Chamber of Courtney Love. Oh, she was rough, wasn't she, on Courtney Love? Right. Bang bang. Get all the bard songs going. Hit him with a couple of them. And one of them. Do some damage straight away. Stay away from that half. go.
Leave the healing to me.
I think it's even my best arrows, they hardly touch him. Now it's my turn. Here it comes, run away. Oh, we've got some sofas. Yeah, that's it, the sofas. There isn't anything else, is there? No. Oh, and now a chandelier. Got anything else? Don't think we have. Hope you don't use it again then. Oh, get out that way. Oh, he's doing that trick again, is he? Alfie. Alice next. It's going to be my turn. Get right over to this corner. Right, run out of there. Get all my
There'll be
bars
nothing left of you
going.
but a smoking
with you.
crater.
My turn next. Don't die now, Albert.
Focus. Release.
To this corner. Run through his legs. Whoa, alright, took 2 attempts, but we got there. He was bloody difficult. So I'm glad he didn't use that burning whatever it is again, because there was nothing else to touch. Yay! Nice one, Albert. You're the king. Oh. Well, that was 10 minutes well spent. Right. Let's go and see what we've got in here. Warm jacket offending. Oh, we did it.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Oh, hello. Oh, they're them things.
Backlogue, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Spelt heal wrong. Just being pedantic.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
Is it a fruitcake or
That
what?
damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
We would never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more? Do you swear it? No. No. Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Right, back to Crystarium then, with, what's her name again? Buggerlugs. There you are, the others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Buggerlugs. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when we treating with them. I have ever sought to convince nor compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger J shared his knowledge of the new Mu with us. Had he not, Buggerlugs wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. You may now to the Grand Cosmos. I can go back and do it. Well, I did it. I'm not doing it again. We must dally any longer, Albert. If Buggerlug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Right. Before we do, what we got? Nothing. Gloves of aiming. Oh, we'll put them on. Plus 17. Get rid of the, retrieve the mana. Right. Return to the Crystarium. While we're at that ether crystal over there, we shall quickly go to the market and get me goodies. I could have sworn we picked up a... I didn't finish it, did I? That's probably why. I'm not sure. I thought we picked up one of those packs, you know, boxes of goodies. Right, where is he? What's my character like anyway? 433. Not bad. Materia melding. Can't do critical hits, direct hit rate. Can't do. The Docile Gate, and then go to Crystarium.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
Oh, that's because I control him. You don't get any more dense than me.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Well, Albert might as well go to bed, hasn't he? Because he's alright. He can go backwards and forwards. They're the ones what need it. Make them go and get it, Albert. Stop being so bloody helpful. Right, Buggerlugs, what's she got to say? You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Orosite, you say, an intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the Orosite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to the transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks like those poor souls at the inn. The inner journey's head corrupted by the sin eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guest to the inn, I will assist Orangery in creating the requisite Orosite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavour as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Buggerlugs as necessary? Let us make for I'm Orange then. So this is Halric, is it? Yes. His etheric balance leans perilously toward the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? Same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the sky. Elric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Mumble. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Then perhaps there's hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert, then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hand, excuse me. COVID. I swore never again to make it, but for those sakes I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Treat the patients. Yeah, some oophel dust. Todden stares blankly. You see the tonic has no effect. Have some oophel dust. Whee! What is this warmth? I feel it in my chest. And finally, where's the other one? Voin. I feel warm. My legs, they don't feel as heavy. Now then, have you noticed any change? A notable rise in body temperature, increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely affected show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium, given time. But this holds true only of their corporeal ether. The incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended, which is why those in the later stages, like Halric, appear unaffected. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realise this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Right, bear with me a moment. Sorry about that, peeps. Back in the room. Amazon, as usual. Right, so Buggerlugs is ready to speak of the metaphysical. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Vobert. Soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered here is one of the fruits of my labours. I hope to do great things in the kingdom. But in the end my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. A comforting thought indeed. Yay, I picked the right one. Let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalise these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now, we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalising magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever regents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well, your first task will to be gathered. Yeah, here we go. The purest of water, the finest of clays, a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help, fine. Alpha, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. Gotta go play with the pixies. The pixies look quite liking to us before. If we humour them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Tough luck, Alfie. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. Why don't you just get Albert to call Faye Ull? She'll come and help him. He's her little sapling. I'm impressed. You've been here at all. You've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fae folk. While you're about it, seek out the new moo of Panini. The new moo of Panini. They will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Let's get this over with, shall we? Yeah, why don't they just ask Albert to call his friend? She'd give it him no problem. Still remains the match of the clay. Go and find it, Albert. Oh, it's good one there. Oh, do beg your pardon. I'm not sleeping very well at the moment. Dave Grad Atticon. Hello, mate. You alright, Cocker? Clay from Mime Orange would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Ask the miners. Yes, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation. Right, speak with Magnus. Albert, what a coincidence. You come at a good time. We just this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you lot took to the Nabatha Renge. The trolley was no trouble. The Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that Janos. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to steal the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jerry. But that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Albert didn't come here to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Oh, some clay. I see. Look no further. If anyone can find it, it's us. Saying that isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biram mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Right, so where am I going? Up there. Right. Get on the old dragon. Aha. Can I get it without him seeing me? There we go, done that one. And no fighting. Albert's a sneaky little bastard when he wants to be. Oh, there's Buggerlugs, there's Alfie and Alice. The twins are returned and in one piece. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with Phalantin. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form. Buggerlugs, I have a question. In the event that we need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Alric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a childish spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. Deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Albert? Absolutely, she's the best woman. Yeah. I'll give it my all for Alric and for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alice shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a Porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A Porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the Invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay, I bid thee.
Oh, shut up. Can't be asked. It's going on too long. Hey.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Go, Angelo!
How is he? Buggerlugs, did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of colour has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realised is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling your safe transport back to the source via Orosight. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Buggerlug said that when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated, and that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to the primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalising the soul, I know of at least one in the source who would desperately use such treatment. Gabu? Who the hell was Gabu? Not sure I follow. No, neither am I, Albert. Gabu. His condition is eerily similar to Halric and the others, the only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether from the summoning Titan, rather than light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there might be a chance to save him. Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? I can't remember. I see, his condition does sound familiar, that there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown. I say this not to discourage you, but to remind you that this is delicate work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. Two of you should return to the Crystarium, see if you can make some headway. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not convinced. The fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Hey. Kaishir, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back at Yulmore. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing, and a whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Must be urgent. I take it I'll be returning alone. Go on then, it's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Buggerlugs. Sorry for bothering you, but she says the future of the Yulmore's at stake. I think that's where we're going to finish. Right. We'll finish there for today. Glad we got that fire. Old Loogie got him sorted out. Anyway, apologies about yesterday. I'd have been another half hour or longer. Probably longer. Anyway, it's been fun. Till next time, I'll see thee.